I don't know what the problem is with the police officers in Michigan, but they got really bad cops there. Really bad cops. You know what I'm saying? They have some horrible police officers in Michigan. This guy right here is one of them. Michigan cop bought drugs. So this dude is a bop. This dude is a geek, a fiend. You know what I'm saying? He uses the N-word. You know what I'm saying? And then Holly police hired him. How many stories do we got like this that we've talked about on this channel? Trump one of them freaky nine. Trump one of them freaky ass presidents. You know what I'm saying? A 69 God. You know what I'm saying? Freaky ass president. He is 69 God. You know what I'm saying?
Tonight, the 7 investigators are revealing a problem cop's startling misconduct that his own department never knew about.
It's just the latest example in our ongoing investigation.
Off the rip, 10 seconds in, can't even get started in the video. What do you mean his own department didn't know about it? How did his own department not know? How did his own department not know? Seriously, how does his own department not know?
Tonight, the 7 investigators are revealing a problem cop's startling misconduct that his own department never knew about.
It's just the latest example in our ongoing investigation, revealing how officers have been able to leave one agency under a cloud of controversy, only to join another.
Here's 7 investigator Ross Jones.
It's 8 o'clock on the morning of December 4th, 2020, and Oakland County Sheriff's Deputy Greg MAROHN is behind the wheel at the start of his shift.
Tickets at 81.
His dash camera just began recording, not because MAROHN turned it on, but because he's driving so fast. At more than 90 miles per hour, it kicks on automatically. It's not clear if MAROHN realized he was being recorded.
So this dude was driving. Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys this question: have you all ever been in an area where the speed limit is 99 or 90 miles an hour? Have you guys ever driven in an area or a municipality like that? If you guys have ever driven in an area where the speed limit is 90 miles an hour, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, then give me a thumbs down. Let's start there.
Take the next right onto Dutton Road.
MAROHN is on duty, in uniform, and in his sheriff's vehicle, but this trip is not about police business. Listen as the deputy sends a voice-to-text message from his phone.
I'm going to need a few minutes, or I don't know what, because I need to go to the bank. So it's kind of messed up right now. I have enough to loan you the 100.
He was sending text to a man he would later admit he'd been purchasing Schedule II narcotics from.
All right, let's just check. Let's make sure we got it. Okay. So we got the first thing. Driving 90 miles an hour for the most part is probably illegal, right? It's not legal anywhere. What about just purchasing Schedule II narcotics off the street? Is that legal? Doing it in uniform in your police car too. Like, this dude is a full-on geek. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a full-on fiend, bro. You a zombie. You a crash test dummy. You know what I'm saying?
100.
He was sending texts to a man he would later admit he'd been purchasing Schedule II narcotics from without a prescription.
Give the money to you tomorrow, I guess, unless you have it or you have the pills already.
MAROHN admitted to meeting the man on duty in uniform, and the dash cam captured more.
I mean, like, this dude really, I mean, he did a drug deal on company time with the dash cam on while doing a voice to text transaction that got recorded on audio. Like, you ain't even trying to hide anything. Bro, you ain't even trying to hide anything. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 30 people watching and we got 53 likes. If everybody could take a moment, bang on that like button and get us to 80, that'd be wonderful. Also, if you guys haven't share the stream to your social media. Please take a moment, share the stream to your social media. All right. And if you're not subscribed, wherever you're watching from, take a moment and hit that bell icon twice and subscribe.
Evil. Imagine this.
While arranging the meetup, Deputy Marone passes a dark-skinned woman.
Now you hear this? Now look at this. You guys see this? Look at this. Here comes the N-word, right?
Walking her dog and begins hurling racist slurs.
Imagine monkeys. Whatever you want.
I don't know if you've ever seen a monkey, but when they shave, they have pink transparent skin that looks not like us. You know what I'm saying? As much as these people associate us with monkeys, in the case of monkeys and
they not like us. 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 They not like us.
But when they say they furred, they are like
they not like us. 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 They not like us.
Just saying.
Whatever you want. They get a nice house and they actually think that there's something.
Now you see that? This is how they feel. This is the dinner table. This is the dinner table MAGA talk. This is the dinner table MAGA talk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me personally, like, man, I don't be going around thinking about, you know what I'm saying, what be going on with other people unless I'm, you know, doing some social media content or, you know, reading an article or watching the news or something. I'm not driving down the highway if I'm not encountering anybody thinking about what they might think is going on. But this is what goes on. This is what goes on under brains wrapped in, you know what I'm saying, that there.
They not like us. 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 They not like us.
For the record, has anybody ever seen a nappy-headed monkey? If you've ever witnessed a nappy-headed monkey, or you know the genus species name of a monkey that's nappy-headed, can you please drop it in the chat?
When the sheriff's office discovered the video, they opened an investigation. According to sources, Marone admitted to buying Schedule II narcotics on duty. He said he'd done it before, about 10 different times. Coupled with his racist rant, the sheriff's office moved to fire Marone, reporting to the Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards that he resigned in lieu of termination for conduct unbecoming. A warning.
So now you guys see this, right? He didn't even get terminated, so there's no termination record. You know what I'm saying? There's no termination record. But he was allowed to resign without being fired. So what does that do? What that does is that allows him to be able to not have a negative record that follows him. And that allows him to be able to go to other police stations and be able to be hired. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Is that an issue? I mean, it should be. It should be. You would think that it is, but it's not. And the reason why it's not is because you need police officers like this with these kind of qualifications. Let me ask you guys this question. How many of you all would agree that racism is a qualifier of being a police officer? It's an unofficial qualifier. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be on the job description, but it's definitely an unofficial, unspoken qualifier. You know, we got to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you got a couple Confederate flags and swastikas at your house. You got a couple hood sheets with pillowcases cut out in them. Okay, fella, let's rub elbows. Okay, fella, you're a good guy. You go to quote unquote wink wink, quote unquote wink wink, the same church that I go to, quote unquote wink wink, the one where they burn crosses. Okay. You sound like a good guy. You sound like a good guy for the job. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
In lieu of termination for conduct unbecoming, a warning to any department looking to hire him.
It's a huge red flag. You know, if one of our background investigators saw that in their background, we would stop background and be done with it.
Which is why they don't put these things in the background, so that they can't be visible, so that this is a value chain at work. This is a network of nonsense to be able to preserve the hireability of police officers, so that these police officers can ensure that these worthless pieces of crap are always able to have some type of income coming in. They do all of these workarounds to make sure that these people have a minimum financial means. Again, remember, what we're dealing with is a social engineering that's designed to perpetuate the survival of one particular group of people and elevate other groups of people based on their cooperation with perpetuating the survival of that one group. It's a giant pyramid scheme. Okay? So this is what people got to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Looking to hire him.
It's a huge red flag. You know, if we saw our background investigators saw that in their background, we would stop the background and be done with it. We wouldn't even take a chance on it.
They wouldn't, but another department did.
He was a good officer.
Now, this dude literally just said everything. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I mean, immediately, he's a good guy. By what standards? Oh, because I said so. Oh, what makes about you saying so important? Because I don't think that he's a good guy. I think that he's a racist, drug-addicted piece of human feces. You know what I'm saying? But clearly our opinions differ. Now, why Chief Narsh do you think that this guy is such a good guy? Facts. If you guys agree with Patrick Taylor, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Florida is recruiting police officers like this. This guy right here that this video is about, these are the kind of police officers. If Ron DeSantis could get all the police down there like this, he would be thrilled about it. The biggest issue that he would have would be the drug addiction, maybe, but like the N-word, all that, definitely a qualifier. You know what I'm saying? Down with the good old boy network, definitely a qualifier. Shout out to Catsy. Catsy said, nah, she don't want him down here. Facts. He would have been another one rolling around on the ground, ducking and dodging acorns. You know what I'm saying? Ducking and dodging acorns. Let's get this in again so that people can hear this.
To any department looking to hire him.
It's a huge red flag. You know, if we saw that, one of our background investigators saw that in their background, we would stop the background and be done with it. We wouldn't even take a chance on it.
They wouldn't, but another department did.
He was a good officer. He treated the people of Holly and the staff here with respect.
Chief Jerry Narsh hired MAROHN at the Holly PD in March of 2022, without, he admits today, fully understanding just why he left his job with the sheriff.
So why would you hire him then? How many stories? You guys remember we did those videos about those police officers that had a similar circumstance, and I think that they were in Denver, they were in Colorado. You guys recall that? If you guys remember that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't remember that, give me a thumbs down. You guys remember that?
A little over a year into MAROHN's time in Holly, he would get an idea. Last July 4th records show MAROHN arrived for work and unwell. He had extreme difficulties using his police radio, according to an investigation, repeatedly dropped his cell phone, and when he got behind the wheel, couldn't drive faster than 10 miles per hour. He was taken to the hospital where a blood test was positive for buprenorphine, prescribed to help treat opioid addiction, along with another drug.
Now, how many people know what buprenorphine is? If you guys know what buprenorphine is, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't know what buprenorphine is, give me a thumbs down. How many people know what buprenorphine is? If you guys know what buprenorphine is, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. Now, again, I want you guys to pay very close attention, right? I want you guys to make sure, like, you guys start calling out people that act like they're so outraged about what goes on with the police. Because, again, we talk about the police and what goes on with the police over here all the time. And as you guys can see, look at what the numbers reflect. I got 4,000 subs on this channel. So, again, this is what I'm saying. People got to start punking people. You know what I'm saying? Now, buprenorphine is a drug that's an artificial narcotic. It's a synthetic narcotic. It's an opiate like morphine derivative that's extremely powerful. That's actually illegal in the United States for use by itself, but it's sold in a combination form with Narcan in a drug called Suboxone. If you're somebody that takes Suboxone, you're a geek. You used to have an addiction to opioids. So this clown right here, this police officer, based on the fact that he can't go 12 hours probably without a damn Narcan, a damn Suboxone strip under his tongue. This dude used to be addicted, or probably still is addicted, to Percocets or some type of oxycodone or Oxycontin. You guys think that he's ever stole any from the evidence room? Anybody that's on Suboxone, they're on Suboxone either to try to slow down and stop and suppress the symptoms of addiction, or they're on there because they're getting some Suboxone to substitute for some addiction that they have, because they can't get their hands on either some heroin or some Percocet. You know what I'm saying? So when they talk about the opiate epidemic, this dude here you go. He's making these opiate choices. You know what I'm saying?
He was taken to the hospital where a blood test was positive for buprenorphine, prescribed to help treat opioid addiction, along with another drug that Holly police would not reveal.
Now, why wouldn't they reveal it? I mean, so much for police transparency, right? I mean, they literally can just release and not release whatever it is that they want to, however it is that they want to, at their own discretion, with literally like no rules. Let me ask y'all this. What drug do y'all think was in his system? I wouldn't be surprised if it was meth or dog food.
They said MAROHN had prescriptions for both, but hadn't disclosed either. MAROHN said he was under treatment for medical and sleep conditions and did not wish to harm the department. He resigned. Chief Narsh told us there were no warning signs in MAROHN's background.
How do you get to resign? And then now there's no warning signs in his background. Of course there's no warning signs in his background. There's no warning signs in his background because he's encouraged and allowed to retire in lieu of termination. So since he's retiring or quitting in lieu of resignation, in lieu of termination, none of this stuff will carry through. So I want you guys to pay very close attention to how these guys pad and protect each other. Do you guys see how they pad and protect each other? This is why you can't trust any police officer. You cannot trust any police officer, because you as a civilian have no way of knowing what the department has hid from you, or what they've looked past, or what prior departments have helped them to hide. Okay?
Investigation.
And there was nothing specific or anything relating to addiction or medical issues that was discovered in his file.
Are you sure about
other than the phone call where he got caught like going to buy drugs? Like, duh. So I want you guys to pay very close attention. Now, this is what they say doesn't happen. This kind of dynamic here, this blatant lying in front of everybody's face and it just being okay because of who this guy is. This is the stuff that they say doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. If you go to Fox News, they'll tell you right now, if you talk to Bill Mayer right now, they'll tell you that this is just hyperbole and nonsense in a case that doesn't really happen, despite the fact that we have entire playlists of videos where this has happened, city after city, state after state.
In his file.
Are you sure about that?
I'm quite sure.
We showed him the dashcam video we just shared with you.
He called the woman a monkey. He called the woman the N-word. He admitted to buying Schedule II narcotics in uniform on duty. And you hired him.
Not knowing that.
Well,
Because you didn't look for that, you incompetent slug. Not knowing that.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real. Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
That's that high IQ at work.
I've got morons on my team.
We've got morons on this planet.
Idiots! I'm surrounded by incompetent idiots!
So I want you guys to pay very close attention. Now these are the actual accountability police, right? This goes beyond YouTube. So again, we got the crossover from the messy channel to the news channel, right? These are the actual accountability people. These are the people that actually drive around in vehicles to allegedly hold people accountable with handcuffs. And as you guys can see here, in the face of having to being held accountable, they act like the YouTube accountability police. They just can't hold themselves accountable. So this is, again, substantiating more of my talking points that the accountability police are literally the same as the people that they patrol and act like they're going after. Again, another story, another case study of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sure. You know, we kind of covered up certain things about Daisy to make her feed our narrative. Yeah, sure. We kind of looked past certain things about this drug addicted pig and hired him. Same thing.
in uniform on duty. And you hired him.
Not knowing that.
Well, and that's kind of the point, isn't it?
Well, it is.
To be clear, Holly PD did conduct a background investigation into MAROHN, just not a complete one. They reviewed his personnel file, but never saw the investigation that triggered his ouster. Efforts by Chief Narsh to obtain a copy were turned down by a county clerk, but instead of digging further, the chief...
So the county clerk... Why did the county clerk turn it down? You guys see all the layers of protection to make sure that they maintain a decent public appearance? Why the smoke screen? Seriously, y'all, we got to break that down. Why the smoke screen? Make it make sense.
By a county clerk, but instead of digging further, the chief says he took MAROHN's word for why he was forced out. He said it was for a poor driving history.
Yeah, going to 90 miles an hour, you know what I'm saying, and driving to go buy drugs while on duty in uniform in a, assigned police car. And now, why did he take MAROHN's word for it? What history of honesty or reputation did MAROHN have to where this officer here would have just said, I could trust this guy? Didn't have anything to do with any history except for, the history of 1776. You know what I'm saying? That's the only history that went into why he trusted this guy, because otherwise there's no other reason for him to have trusted him. But these things don't exist, though. And if you talk about them, you're the crazy one for bringing it up.
This is going to sound like a dumb question, but is it ever smart to hire a police officer without knowing exactly why his last department got rid of him?
Bob Stevenson is executive director of the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police.
We feel very strongly that as part of the background check.
Shout out to Unsunken One. Unsunken One said, the chief looks like he can call upon the ancient spirits of evil. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? When you're the youngest people in the world, you don't have anything ancient about you. So you definitely don't have any ancient spirits of evil, because he ain't like
They not like us. 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 They not like us.
And you know what I'm saying? These people are terrified of ancient spirits of evil. That's why they made Haitian people, you know what I'm saying, worship Christianity. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that chief, he's a youngin. He calling on the Garden of Eden. he's a young buck. You know what I'm saying? He calling on the Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? He ain't calling on no ancient spirits of evil. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't like, ugh.
You have to interview and talk with all previous employers that a person has worked for.
But in the case of Greg MAROHN, the sheriff's office says Holly never reached out to his supervisors, not his sergeant, lieutenant, captain, major, or undersheriff. They did talk to two references that MAROHN provided who didn't mention what we uncovered.
How could you hire a guy and miss that?
Well, and I think that's what we're trying to fix and resolve, right? And
that didn't answer the question. So now you see him doing the daisy dance. He doing the daisy dance. Y'all see again, the actual accountability police are actually moving like the YouTube accountability police. So again, the messy channel crosses over to the news channel, and you can see that in any of these situations, all of these people act the same, whether it's Daisy, Tiffany Hinyard, you know what I'm saying, Abba and Preach, or the actual police. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's what we're trying to fix and resolve, right? And how did we miss people like this? Because that individual would not work for the Holly Police Department.
Yeah, but he did.
But he did.
But he did.
Greg MAROHN did not respond to.
Oh shit! Hold on, real quick. I don't know what just. Oh, hold on, real quick. I don't know what just happened. Hold on, real quick, y'all. Hold on, real quick. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. All right, my bad. Let's see. Smash that like button real quick, y'all. If you guys haven't smashed that like button. Also, if you guys haven't shared the stream, take a moment, share the stream. Yeah, so did you guys see what happened when he was asked, but you hired him? No. No words. How do you just get to sit up there? You shouldn't be allowed to be able to just sit up there and have no words. Shout out to Miss Nisi for being a like enforcer. Throw some like enforcers in the chat for Miss Nisi. Appreciate you, Miss Nisi.
Or medical issues that was discovered in his file.
Are you sure about that?
I'm quite sure.
We showed him the dashcam video we just shared with you.
He called the woman a monkey. He called the woman the N-word. He admitted to buying Schedule II narcotics in uniform on duty. And you hired him.
Not knowing that.
Well, and that's kind of the point, isn't it?
Well, I want to ask you guys in the chat. He said that he hired this individual, quote unquote, not knowing that. But the question that we got to ask is, why did he not know that? Right? Like that's the question that we got to ask. How is it that he didn't know that? There's a reason why he, quote unquote, didn't know that. Could that reason of why he didn't know that be because I don't really want to sit up here and look for that. I just want to give this guy a job. Could that be the reason? Could that be the reason? Yeah, facts. If you guys agree with Miss Nisi, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with Miss Nisi, give me a thumbs down. Cause his didn't want to know. Facts.
Well, it is.
To be clear, Holly PD did conduct a background investigation into MAROHN, just not a complete one. It's personnel, but never saw the investigation that triggered his ouster. Efforts by Chief Narsh to obtain a copy were turned down by a county clerk. But instead of digging further, the chief says he took MAROHN's word for why he was forced out. He said it was for a poor driving history.
This is going to sound like a dumb question, but is it ever smart to hire a police officer without knowing exactly why his last department got rid of him?
Bob Stevenson is executive director of the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police.
We feel very strongly that as part of the background check, you have to interview and talk with all previous employers that a person has.
Government Flu says hindsight is 2020. There's no such thing as hindsight. There's no such thing as hindsight.
Has worked for.
But in the case of Greg MAROHN, the sheriff's office says Holly never reached out to his supervisors, not his sergeant, lieutenant, captain, major, or undersheriff. They did talk to two references that MAROHN provided.
If there was a such thing as hindsight, there would be a learning curve that we could apply to these kind of situations. But instead, what you see is that there's a alleged flat learning curve, which I would tend to say that the learning curve that is gained from these type of situations is to find more effective ways to hide these pigs instead of actually finding ways to quote unquote filter them. Or what they want to do is filter it where these kind of pigs are the ones that actually come through the filter and are signed on to the department.
Who didn't mention what we uncovered.
How could you hire a guy and miss that?
Well, and I think that's what we're trying to fix and resolve, right? And how
many years have they been trying to fix this? Now, again, remember, this is a high IQ bunch. How many years do we have to take to fix these analog problems? How long has this been quote unquote going on? This has been such a problem that we're trying to fix it. When they say we're trying to fix this, what they're doing is they're trying to quote unquote fix it so that people like him can slip through the cracks so that they don't have to deal with all of the negative media, negative publicity. If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
We miss people like this because that individual would not work for the Hollywood Police Department.
But he did.
Greg MAROHN did not respond to repeated texts.
Right. Like all three of us, me, the news anchor, and the police department are all in agreement that aside from everything you just said in the 6-minute video, he did work there. And this is not the first case. There's Officer Stephen Q that was in Detroit and just a bunch of other people that we've talked about.
Calls and a letter seeking comment. He is not currently policing. Chief Jerry Narch told me
currently
after our interview that he is now reviewing and revising the department's background investigation procedures in light of our story. And the mission
in light of our story, not because it's the right thing to do. So again, that substantiates what I was saying before. They're only doing this because they got caught. Government Flu says hindsight, now an understanding of a situation or event only after it has happened or developed. Again, which is false because there's already records on this and these people understand these situations. I literally just cited another situation in the same state with another officer, Officer Stephen Q. So they know that all of these things are continuing to happen, which means that they're not understanding anything about the situation. And these situations have happened multiple times. They're currently happening and they keep happening. So there is no hindsight involved in these situations. Again, hindsight doesn't exist. Yeah, hindsight doesn't exist. This right here is evidence that hindsight doesn't exist. Allegedly, there's already laws because of the existing data that we have about these quote unquote look back situations that are allegedly supposed to mitigate and stop this kind of thing from happening. But for some reason, for the IQ of the high IQ people that somehow think that brown skin is associated with monkeys, they think that they're having a learning curve. So where's the look back, quote unquote, in this situation? Where is the quote unquote hindsight that you say exists in this situation? Because again, according to your definition, understanding of a situation, right? So again, where's the hindsight in this situation? Because we've talked about these particular situations multiple times. Understanding of a situation, right? Clearly, there's documentation, legislation, news reports, massive amounts of statistical data. You guys' favorite FBI statistics. Where's the hindsight here? Where's the hindsight? You can't show any hindsight. And neither could this officer. And ironically, you and that officer are very similar. You want to know how similar? You like rap music? You like rap music? I got something for you.
They not like us. 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 They not like us.
Okay.
Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards, which is supposed to ensure that officers like MAROHN don't slip through the cracks, tells me that in this case, MAROHN did because of past understaffing challenges in their office. They believe their current staffing levels would prevent something like this from happening.
Now, here's the question. How would staffing levels prevent laxed background checks? Time to get to work, nigga. Time to
Why are you gay?
Hey, look, I've been waiting for you the whole stream. I've been waiting for you and DJ Elmo the whole stream to direct us to the monkey. That's proof that they ain't like ugh.
They not like us. 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 They not like us.
Oh man.